Have you ever wondered about lost cities swallowed by the jungle? Imagine a civilization so advanced they mapped the stars, created a complex written language, and built monumental pyramids that aligned perfectly with the cosmos. This isn't a fantasy novel. This is the true story of the Maya and their magnificent city, Chichén Itzá. Let's travel back in time, over 1,000 years ago, deep into the lush, vibrant jungles of Central America. Here, amidst the howler monkeys and the brilliant plumage of tropical birds, the Maya civilization flourished. They weren't a single unified empire, but a collection of powerful city-states, each a hub of culture, science, and spiritual life. And one of the most awe-inspiring of all these cities was Chichén Itzá, located on what is now Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. Picture this. Emerging from the dense green canopy are towering stone structures, vast plazas, and intricate carvings that tell stories of gods, kings, and celestial events. This was a metropolis bustling with life, a testament to human ingenuity. At the very heart of Chichén Itzá, dominating the landscape, stands a pyramid so iconic it's recognized worldwide, El Castillo, or the Temple of Kukulkán. This isn't just a pile of stones, it's a masterpiece of architectural and astronomical genius. The pyramid was built in honor of Kukulkán, the feathered serpent god, a powerful deity in the Maya pantheon. Every detail of El Castillo is deliberate, a stone calendar reflecting the Maya's profound understanding of time and space. The pyramid has 4 sides, each with a staircase of 91 steps. If you multiply 91 by 4 and add the single step of the top platform, what do you get? 365, the exact number of days in a solar year. Coincidence? Not for the Maya. But the real magic happens twice a year, during the spring and autumn equinoxes. As the sun begins to set on these specific days, a phenomenal spectacle unfolds. The corner of the pyramid casts a series of triangular shadows onto the balustrade of the northern staircase. As the sun sinks lower, these shadows merge, creating the illusion of a giant serpent slithering down from the temple at the top to the carved serpent head at the bottom. It's as if the god Kukulkán himself is descending to earth to bless his people. Can you imagine the sheer wonder of witnessing this event? A celestial union of architecture and light planned centuries ago? It's a powerful reminder that for the Maya, science and spirituality were one and the same. The Maya were, without a doubt, master astronomers. Long before telescopes, they built observatories, like the one at Chichén Itzá, nicknamed El Caracol, or the Snail, because of its internal spiral staircase. From these vantage points, they meticulously tracked the movements of the sun, the moon, Venus, and the stars. Their observations were so precise that they could predict solar and lunar eclipses with stunning accuracy. This knowledge wasn't just academic, it was deeply woven into the fabric of their society. It dictated when to plant and harvest crops, when to go to war, and when to perform important religious ceremonies. They saw the cosmos as a divine clock, and they were its most dedicated timekeepers. This obsession with time led to one of their most famous creations, the Maya calendars. They didn't just have one calendar, they had several complex, interlocking systems that measured time in different ways. The most well-known are the 260-day sacred calendar called the Tzolk'in, and the 365-day solar calendar, the Hab. These 2 calendars work together like gears in a clock, aligning every 52 years to mark a significant cycle. But they also had the long count calendar, which tracked time over vast spans, thousands of years into the past and future. It was this calendar that famously ended a cycle in 2012, sparking countless doomsday theories, a misunderstanding of a culture that saw time as cyclical, not linear. For them, it was simply the end of one era and the beginning of another. Beyond the stars and calendars, the Maya developed one of the most sophisticated writing systems in the ancient Americas. It wasn't an alphabet like ours, but a complex system of over 800 symbols, or glyphs. Some glyphs represented whole words, while others represented phonetic syllables. These intricate characters were carved onto stone monuments, known as stelae, painted onto pottery, and written in books made from fig tree bark called codices. For a long time, scholars couldn't decipher these glyphs, believing they were merely decorative, but thanks to decades of painstaking work, we can now read many of them. They tell the stories of royal dynasties, epic battles, political alliances, and mythological tales. They are a direct voice from the past, allowing the Maya to tell their own history in their own words. Their intellectual achievements didn't stop there. The Maya were also brilliant mathematicians. They developed a vigesimal, or base 20 number system, likely because they counted on both their fingers and their toes. But their most groundbreaking mathematical contribution was the concept of zero. They represented it with a shell-like glyph, and its invention was revolutionary. It allowed them to handle enormous numbers and perform complex calculations needed for their astronomical observations and calendar systems. To put this in perspective, the Maya were using 0 centuries before it was widely understood and adopted in Europe. It was a conceptual leap that underscores their incredible intellectual prowess. Let's not forget the famous Maya ball game. Throughout Chichén Itzá and other cities, you'll find large, eye-shaped ball courts. This was no simple sport. It was a ritualistic and often deadly serious affair. Players would try to hit a solid rubber ball, which could be as heavy as a bowling ball, through a high stone hoop using only their hips, thighs, and sometimes their forearms. The game reenacted creation myths and was often associated with sacrifice and the underworld. The exact rules and consequences varied from city to city, but it was a central part of Maya social and religious life, a high-stakes game played for the favor of the gods. So, with all this incredible knowledge, power, and culture, a haunting question arises. What happened to the Maya? By the time the Spanish conquistadors arrived in the 16th century, many of the great southern lowland cities like Tikal and Calakmul had already been mysteriously abandoned for centuries. The grand plazas were silent, and the jungle had begun its slow, relentless process of reclaiming the stone pyramids and temples. Chichén Itzá in the north survived longer, but also eventually fell into decline. Historians and archaeologists still debate the exact cause of this collapse. There's no single, simple answer. It was likely a combination of factors that created a perfect storm. Prolonged and severe droughts, evidenced by climate data from lake beds, would have led to widespread crop failure and famine. This environmental pressure likely fueled intense warfare between the city-states as they competed for scarce resources. Overpopulation and deforestation may have also played a significant role, straining the delicate balance the Maya had maintained with their environment. The collapse wasn't a sudden event, but a gradual decline over generations, where people likely abandoned the large urban centers and moved to smaller, more sustainable settlements. But it's crucial to understand that the Maya people did not disappear. Their civilization transformed, but their culture endured. Today, more than 6 million Maya people live in their ancestral homelands in Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, and Honduras. They speak Maya languages, practice traditions that blend ancient beliefs with Catholicism, and continue to fight to preserve their heritage. The magnificent ruins of Chichén Itzá, now a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the new 7 wonders of the world, are not just relics of a lost civilization. They are a living link to a resilient and brilliant people. They remind us of a culture that saw the universe in a grain of corn and etched the movements of the stars into stone. Their legacy is a story of incredible achievement, profound mystery, and enduring survival. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more adventures into our world's amazing history. Drop a comment below and let me know which ancient civilization you'd like to explore next. See you in the next video.